I haven't seen Evil Dead 2 yet. What would you think? I'd think that you're a cinematic idiot and I'd feel sorry for you. All right. Why? Because it's a brilliant film. It's so funny and violent and the soundtrack kicks fucking ass. I never thought I'd say this, but can I go work now?
Welcome to yet again another episode of What the Hell Did We Just Watch? I am your host, Lumotional Lou. That's what they call me here. That's what they call me on this show. I have a name, goddammit. Yay! I'm here with the OGs. The OGs. One person you've already heard on a previous episode, but I got a brand new person here on my show that should have been on this show a long time ago. Preferably because you have to be here, man. You're trust me, you're more important than you think. So from my left, I just need formalities. So who do we got here?
You can call me Dan, but, you know, for all you ladies out there, I'd prefer you call me Dan, the Dick Man.
Okay, Dan the Dick Man, he's here.
How do I follow that?
Yeah, how do you follow that? Dan the Dick Man?
I usually
Wait,
don't
wait.
follow that.
Come up with something bigger.
Oh. Well, in that case...
Harder.
Being that I did the last show with you naked, I figured
Yes.
I would continue that theme.
Yes.
And just do these naked. And I'm
Steve
glad that you
the
let
Nude
me.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Steve the Nude Man.
I don't have a
music.
name yet, but I'm going to continue to do these shows naked and just
Well, I'm one that doesn't have a problem with you being naked.
But
I'm
still
all for
Steve.
it.
Yes, I mean, it goes with the fact that I've known you for so long that it doesn't really matter. I'll take you. Neuter.
You will not take me anywhere. I will not follow Dan, and Lou will not take me anywhere.
Look, if I knew you were going to do this naked, I would have prepared myself. I don't know, maybe put on underwear or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, hey.
There's always
To each his own.
Yes, there's always another episode. We'll try
Quaaludes,
that.
roofies. Wait. That's for Bill Cosby to
whatever
answer.
Floats your boat.
Not for me.
So, like I said, the reason why it is important, this is actually one of the most important. Stop that.
Stop what?
You either put the mic in the goddamn holder or you fucking.
Listen, I'm all about putting it in, taking it out, putting it in, teasing it a little. You got to work it in there.
All right.
Something. Look, I just got the tip in the stand, so you know.
The tip is
Just-
in the stand.
just the
But
tip.
Just barely, though.
Yes, you need to fix that. So, no, the reason why this episode is important is because this Trinity here, this Holy Trinity here, is the reason why this show exists.
That wasn't blasphemous at all.
No, not
Not
at all.
not that I give a shit. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
Trust
Sorry.
me, this is the Holy Trinity of podcasts. Maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe in the future, someone will see it that way. But us three, are the reason why this show exists. Why? Because we've done this for so many years. We would watch a fucking movie, we would go to a fucking diner, and then talk until the fucking sun came up. How romantic is that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are the reason why this show exists.
So wait, let's just hold in back. Actually, let's backtrack for a moment. If this is supposed to be like how it was, who's giving me my burger deluxe with the Canadian bacon on it?
Well, we're not doing it at a diner, so I can't tell
Yeah,
you.
but don't I need some meat
Because if
involved?
we were at the diner, well, that's why I'm naked.
That's a very good way of putting it.
Unfortunately, I'm not Canadian, and this ain't bacon.
But the reason...
Or fortunately, however
Yes.
you want to look. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the fact that we are the OGs of why this show exists, then it's a perfect way and a perfect time to talk about the year that we can actually honestly all say that we, as a trio, as the Holy Trinity, watch movies and conversate it, and that is the year 1999.
1999.
Yes,
What a great year.
It was a great fucking year on a lot of levels. I got to meet, well, 1999 was the second year I was in one of the best jobs I could ever have, working at Sam Goody, a record store for all you young listeners. That's what it was. And I got to meet this guy, Dan the Dick. What was it? Dan the
Dick Man.
Dan the Dick Man, and the very nude Steve. But he wasn't nude when he was working. I think
I wore clothes back then.
Yeah,
I wasn't good of shape.
Long-haired and clothed man.
Yeah, a lot more hair. And, oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just to reiterate, you're not video recording this, right?
I would love to. It would have been great, but I mean, I would have censored his nudity on a chair. Like, I just put a black box.
I was just gonna say though, let's think about this in 1999 terms. And so, ladies, I'm younger, thinner, and I have hair on my head. Not like now.
Or in my case, 1999.
Great head of hair too back then.
Yeah.
Great head of hair.
Yeah.
Great, and I'm hoping for some.
Well,
great
in
hair.
my
Still glasses in '99.
Yeah,
Still glasses, yeah.
Love those glasses.
But that's not fair, because in 1999, though I had hair, I was fatter. That's not fair.
Yeah.
You guys were skinnier. I was the fat guy.
Not me.
In comparison, you weren't the fat guy. You were the long-haired, somewhat slightly overweight guy.
You want to know? You want to know God's honest truth? I had less hair on my chest then. Now it's reversed.
Because you know why? You lost your virginity and you were a man. You got more hair.
Well, that's why it all migrated from my palms to my chest.
There you go.
Well, you know what it was? Maybe you started drinking Absolute Straight. It's like Method Man said, when I drink Absolute Straight, it burns enough to give my chest hairs a burn, you know? Got burly.
Yeah, or like AZ said, keep flashing that rollie and get your watch.
Oh, man.
A couple of irrelevant drops. That's
Yes.
Totally irrelevant drops. I'll be quoting the AZ album, Pieces of a Man, all night long. Was that 99 that album came out? Maybe 2000.
Well, maybe we'll have to take a look, but, you know, back at it. 1999, one of the most amazing years in our friendship as the Holy Trinity, and also that people actually that I've heard in other podcasts called 1999 one of the greatest years in movie watching history.
That was because you had so many movies that came out. You had so many quality films that came out.
Yeah, you
had so many controversial pieces of shit movies that came out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah!
I was waiting when that was gonna happen.
You had and we'll get into all the details, but you know, you had your Phantom Menaces and your Gladiators and your October Skies and your 10 Things I Hate About Yous and we're gonna get into as many of them as we can, but you also had a series of great films. Eyes Wide Shut, Fight Club, Magnolia,
The Thin Red Line.
Woohoo!
Well, but we'll discuss The Thin Red Line and
Saving Private Ryan.
The late '98's. Technically, Thin Red Line came out in late '98. I checked.
With Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan at the same time.
Shit, I'm fucked.
Dan and I are gonna roll around on the floor later, just arguing about this one.
Wait, can you put clothes on first, please?
No. He's already comfortable and situated.
Listen, if we're wrestling, we're Greco-Roman in it.
All right. Well, I'm opening up my shirt. Then you can feel the hair on my chest.
Yes, there we go.
There you go.
Well, here we go. Let's just start with that, and that's a good way to start. Now, because in 1999, we did not have the luxury of watching stuff instantly. And we were confusing with Saving Private Ryan and The Thin Red Line to being movies in 99. Why? Because we didn't see them in theaters. We saw them when they came out in home video. Because I didn't. Did you see Saving Private Ryan or The Thin Red Line in theaters, Steve?
I saw Saving Private Ryan in theaters.
And what about you, Dan?
I saw both.
You saw, but I didn't see either one. In theaters, I did not.
Wow.
I saw them in home.
Are you qualified to do this show any longer? I don't.
Some might say I wasn't back then, but
That's
I
it.
think
I'm out of here.
No, you can't leave.
Okay, I'm back.
Yes, thank you very much.
No, go on. I'm sorry. So you didn't see either.
Listen,
I did not see either one in the year of 1998. I saw them in home video when they came out. I knew there were movies I needed to have. One, because Steven Spielberg was making his latest movie, and I had to have it. And then also, it was also like a very early stage of my like journey to wanting to watch. What I like to tell people is looking for that better quality movie. that was pretty much the start of it all. You know what I mean? In about 99, when I wanted more out of my movie watching experience. I wanted to basically spread movie awareness to myself. It's the conceiving of spreading movie awareness. Because I saw a lot of shit in 99, whether it was with Steve or whether it was with Dan. You know, that, you know, a lot of people may not have heard of. Or both, all three of us together. You know, because this year was when we pretty much started being kind of inseparable.
Yeah.
But probably people would have thought we were fucking each other.
Yeah,
you know,
which we weren't, just to clarify.
Even though we have a naked man on this show, we were not.
The level of comfortability when it comes to my being naked has nothing to do with my sexuality.
Listen, I was hoping you would leave when you said you were, because I can't stop staring at your meat. It's distracting.
Well, neither can I. And I look at it every day, and I'm still amazed. The floor is cold.
Nipples are hard and shit. So
you figure it out. Anyway.
We can honestly say, I mean, we didn't really start talking about this movie in 98. We were talking about it in 99. You know, we can actually honestly say that, right?
Yeah, I think the beginning story of 99 is the story of Thin Red Line, Saving Private Ryan, late 98. You should give. I'll give a little backstory.
Yeah.
The fact is that 2 films came out about the same subject matter, right?
Yeah.
Not only just war.
Yeah.
But
a world war.
World war, right?
And one was an action movie, and one was a dramatized romantic war film.
I don't know. See, no, that sounded a little biased.
And it wasn't Saving Private Ryan. It was the Thin Red Line.
That sounded a little biased.
Where are you with this?
We've argued this 20 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever it was. So I don't know where you're at. I know now. Back then, you were a Thin Red Line guy.
As me.
Totally.
You both were Thin Red Line guy,
yes.
and I surprisingly was the Saving Private Ryan
I could not
guy,
believe
and
it.
I used to piss you guys off with that.
I thought he was joking. I used to think you were joking.
Now,
when
for
you said
multiple reasons here. Now, one, like, you guys know my political affiliations. I'm a nonviolent progressive, and the case was, well, this is a pro-war movie. You know, Saving Private. To me, I think all war movies are anti-war movies.
You
because
really
if
think
you
so?
show war as it is, I mean, I'm okay.
Because I mean, look, in a nutshell,
the sniper one they put out before, like last year.
See, that's
that's no.
The American Sniper. Yeah,
that
you're talking about
that raised the generation.
But
of
do you
Trump
really
voters.
think that it was that? I mean, it had its anti moments. Saving Private Ryan, it did. But
if
for the
you're
most
walking
part,
across you watching a guy walk across a beach looking for his own arm.
Yeah.
Okay, that first 20 minutes of that movie that everybody knows and it's been celebrated because it's fucking cinematic awesomeness.
It is, and I will never take that away.
Okay,
from
the first 20 minutes of that film, a guy picking up his own arm and then walking away, and all the little things that happen that you're shitting your pants over while you're watching that.
Yeah.
To me, that's an anti-war because who wants to be in that? Who wants to be in that situation?
It rides the anti-wave. Go ahead.
I think there's though. I mean, my take on it, though, I saw that, and yes, there were some gory, gruesome, violent scenes that surely showed you the horrors of war, the physicality horrors of, you know, dismemberment, wounds, you know, the never-ending small arms fire, just constantly hitting everything. That's what you hear. It's what you feel. You know, the sands being blown up by all these rounds impacting around you. But I mean, my take from it was, though, that I think Spielberg approached it from a very... He wasn't pro-war. It was more of, this is why we fought. We did this. You know, this is why we did it, which... I mean, there's a good portion of people that stop at that level and say, "Yeah, you know, you go to war. That's it. You know, everything was worth it." And it's like, well, you know, look, I'll never say Gandhi's tactics would have worked against Hitler, but no matter what you do something out of sense of duty and responsibility, but you're also kind of like, yeah, we did it, but it wasn't good. I mean. There's nothing about it that, I mean, you can pat yourself on the back, and you should, as a veteran, to have survived that conflict. Yeah. But still, you're left with this sense of, in the end, it's never really, war's never a good thing.
That's the thing. That and that's what I was trying to get at, is that even though I think you're right. It does. It's not a pro-war movie, but
it's anti after the fact, like meaning like after the war has been fought, and it's like, oh, we should have never gone there.
They pulled something positive out of a negative, which, you know, like I said, it speaks. You know where I come from politically, so it's not. I'm a non-violence kind of guy, you know. Not kind of guy. I'm a non-violence guy. You know.
We try to be. We strive.
I try to drag that as far as I can, you know.
Yeah.
But I thought Thin Red Line was a beautifully done art piece. Okay, but it didn't hold my attention as a movie.
I got you.
Now, but. Here's my point, and just give me a second to try to articulate this. Thin Red Line was a good film and a bad movie. Okay.
Wait, Thin Red Line was
good film,
but a bad
movie.
Yes.
Saving Private Ryan was decent film, great movie. So when you add up the points,
makes a difference.
When you add up the points, the film quality of, not physical film quality, but film versus movie. The film quality of Saving Private Ryan was higher than the movie quality.
When it comes to adding it up,
Thin Red Line.
You're getting all of.
I'm. The thing is I'm fighting with myself because I would normally, my pick is supposed to be Thin Red Line.
So you're trying to tell me that the Thin Red Line was the electoral votes and Saving Private Ryan was the popular vote? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Sort of. Yes, but it could be either or. Yes.
But see, I got a scene that's that kind of goes in with that scene that you said about the guy with the losing his arm and picking it up and walking away. You could obviously was in a state of shock and he just like saw something of his and walked with it. That scene always disturbs me.
And that's one of hundreds in that film.
Thin Red Line has hundreds of those kinds of scenes too, which was a full anti-war film because it starts with two men that AWOL'd from the war. I don't know how long it's been since you watched it, but
it's been a while. And we should later on at some point tonight we should discuss which of these films we've watched again since 1999.
Yes.
Now, Thin Red Line I haven't gone back to as many times, maybe because it's not on TV as much, and that's usually how I'm
with all these movies that we own, and I'm sitting in your room, and here you got like fucking hundreds of movies, and like me, you're relying on the laziness on what's on TV.
If HBO has Saving Private Ryan on, I'm watching it. You know, and if they had Thin Red Line on, I'd watch it as well.
You'll probably watch it as well. But the matching scene that I have with Saving Private Ryan with the Thin Red Line is the scene when they're fighting on the hill. They're fighting, finally explosions everywhere inside. And towards the end of the fight, there's a scene, a very small scene, and it's supposed to be kind of like those subliminal things, of a bird that's dying. Due to the fact of the war, it got injured, and it's about maybe 15 seconds, 20 seconds of a scene. But it's, to me, it always says so much. You know, nature. You know what I mean? Here's this dead bird dying of all these things that exploded. There's people fighting, not giving a shit about...
high artistic quality visuals in that movie. I'm not going to take that away.
No.
And that's why I think, and I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying
it's Apocalypse Now.
Exactly. Like, I knew that Thin Red Line wasn't going to be what Saving Private Ryan was in terms of popularity and
but that's why
money.
The last thing I'll say is that I think you guys are shorting Saving Private Ryan because it's it's got action stuff going on.
It was because it was
there are still complex characters in that movie.
Let me give you, when they break it down to every character there is. But when we do the nutshell thing, it's just a couple of guys that got hired to go get this guy.
Edith Piaf before the final thing, and he's explaining the lyrics, and when he's telling the story about the gloves with the guarding gloves and the wife and the thing. Come on.
But when people watch that movie,
they're not seeing that.
Wait, real quick. No. Yes, they're like, you can never bring up the Edith Piaf conversation if it ain't with us.
Yeah, no, you're right. Right, but that's what I'm saying. I expect film guys to appreciate the movie part. Anyway, go ahead.
So,
yes, Dan.
I mean, my take, I'm going to speak more on the Thin Red Line than Saving Private Ryan, though I will say I've watched I own Thin Red Line on DVD. I've turned it on. Not so as frequently, but I've caught clips, more of the action-y clips on YouTube only because that's what's available. Unfortunately, of Saving Private Ryan. Yeah. But that's a whole other different story of why I Anyway, so my take on the Thin Red Line, though, I mean, it's as much an anti-war film, but I also think of it as a love story.
Love story between who?
I think it's a love story. Number one, you've got the character of Bell, who thinks about his wife in flashbacks, and that's that's a compelling factor to him to keep going. And it's something that as he's even engaged, you see him engaged in the action of the film in fighting, he still turns back to it. Because I would imagine anybody, you're married or you have that significant other, that's such a powerful thing in war, and that's why the Dear John letters were so devastating to American soldiers in Vietnam, because it was what you're thinking about that's keeping you centered and focused is gone. But now this is where it gets even, sort of the love that you also see in the Wit character, of that of compassion and empathy. Because Bell turns around and his wife in the film says, I found someone else. And then he goes to somebody who's his superior and he's like, I'm going to grant them a divorce. And he's like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. And you could there's something about it that he's like, he accepts that this woman's ready to move on.
Yeah.
When you love someone as much as you want them around, you also will let them go. Now, for the grander perspective of the Wit character who showcases compassion, even when he's fighting for the sake of keeping his fellow soldiers, his Americans alive, but you also see him not really wishing to harm the Japanese. Like, he's fighting always for the sake of saving those around him. And also, when they finally take the hilltop and Wit's one of them, he's just smiling at the Japanese, not in a condescending way, but just in a friendly manner, because he sees that they're human. And this is something else that I think Malick showcased that Spielberg didn't do with the Germans in Private Ryan that Malick did with the Japanese in Thin Red Line, because he showed they were very human.
It was definitely expanded on in Thin Red Line, but it doesn't mean that Spielberg didn't touch on it, because
you're right.
The when they get the prisoner, when they capture the guy, when they're trying to take the
radar station,
the bridge, like when they
so they're taking that random gun that's out in the field.
Two
guys,
on the hill when they're trying to take the random gunner,
the machine gun,
So they take it and they get that prisoner, and the conversation back and forth, and he's, I love America, and he's digging his own grave.
I
and
love that.
And then just completely spoil it when he's there. I mean, it's all right. It's a little cheesy, but when he's there at in the last scene, and
but I mean
it's a great comeback.
But also,
the character is basically, he's definitely. I could never articulate what you did about Thin Red Line with any of the characters in Saving Private Ryan, because he isn't given the time or the space to expand on the complexity of those characters. For what he's given inside a quote-unquote action movie, though, he does expand on character.
He does.
Well,
Other than Vin Diesel, who even has a little something there.
I still say that Vin Diesel's best role is in that scene.
But
no matter how many times I watch that scene when he gets sniped and he's talking about, he pulls out the letter, he's telling his guy,
and there's moments
he's like,
the
it's got blood.
They clean it up, they get the blood
he says
off,
that awesome line that I always say is like, you got to rewrite it. It's got blood on it, man. Don't send them that shit. Like, I give him that.
And a lot of the story is obvious, because you have to. It is a movie, so it has to be pointed out. But like, it really walked, no pun intended, it really walked a thin
red line.
Yeah,
it really walked a fine line of trying to keep it entertaining as a movie, but yet still develop character.
I will give it that for sure. I don't know. It's just the Thin Red Line struck me more in way. I mean,
you know what it is? Jim Caviezel,
the Wit character.
Yeah, like his character on like why he left and the fact that he came back, though he's doing his work, like the scene at the end of the film, like when he kind of like raises his gun at a time when he knew he was gonna die. He could have been a POW, but he chose to just like lift the gun up just to get shot on purpose. So because he knew that he will never really have a real good rest until he was dead, because no one really saw him. But his way of life actually changed the character, Sean Penn's character, because he was like, yo, we're soldiers, we're here to do the job, and until we go home. But then after like, talking enough times with him and trying to like kind of like correct him in a way, because like after he gets picked up, from his AWOL, he gets like kind of thrown in the brink, and Sean Penn's trying to, talk to him about like, yo, this is like the third time you ran away and all this in business, and he was like, fine, I'll just like be the soldier and do what I got to do. They didn't even give him a fucking gun. That's how like, dishonestly, he had to like work his way to get a fucking gun.
He was a stretcher bearer, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So after the fact, like after all that, and then him learning that he passed, it changed Sean Penn, his character, like saying like, yo, man, like, and he says it really fucking cool on that hill. He's like, this is about property. The whole fucking thing is about property. Like, I can tell you like certain parts in this movie that I could just feel, that I just say, this knocks it out of the park. And it was that one guy. I know I'm bringing up a lot of scenes that you may not remember, but there was this one guy who was regular. Like, he was like one of like the leaders, and he goes up, and then he's the only one that comes back down, and he kind of went cuckoo a little bit. He's telling him, he's like,
John, I forget his name.
Like, he's like, I don't know what's going on, but don't tell him to go back up there. Like, like, don't go back up there. And they're like, he's like, don't touch me. Like, a medic had to take him, and then he started, like, they even showed him again. Like, he was like, oh, you want to kill my whole team? Well, kill me. I'm right here. What's going on? And nobody's killing him. He's like, whatever. He's like trying to tell him, like, they took his gun away and everything. Like, he was a fucking cuckoo. But he had like this sense of reality. He's like, don't make them go up there. I lost my whole fucking platoon. Yeah.
At the point that the Jim Caviezel, his character Whit, dies in Thin Red Line, you could easily have ended it there and played it up that he was the hero. This is a positive note. He fought for his man. He died. Something that resonates with war buffs and war films about, this is why we do it. But you take the Sean Penn character, who then goes into an interior monologue as the George Clooney character is addressing the troops, and you start seeing that there's something beyond it, that, as much as he's the hero at the moment, but there's more to the war, and that it's not just his greatness.
Because one of the things I did like about what Thin Red Line did, after they did all that shit, you got all these amounts of soldiers that died. They completed their job. Like, they successfully took over the hill. They, ransacked everything, got all this information that they, that army stuff happens, all this. And then what happens? All these guys, they get relieved. The ones that survive, they get relieved, and then they get thrown right back into formation. And that's where Sean Penn really kind of like brings the whole thing full circle, because now he's not with that. Like, you think that maybe he will go AWOL now. He'll be the next Jim Caviezel's character. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean. Like, we're at a testament. Not saying that Saving Private Ryan didn't have these moments, because it did. Like, them trying to figure out who Tom Hanks's character is back home. Is he a teacher? Is he this? Is he that? And then he finally comes and says what he really is. And because there's stop doing that. I can feel that.
That's what she said.
Yes. Screechy discretion. That's just all like on waveform there. But so he, like that stuff about Edward Burns is, one of my favorite characters, and he's Brooklyn. The one that with the Brooklyn USA thing. He's an awesome director too. I can't wait to show movies about that with people. I think he makes great movies. But they start having like this kind of like, they want to leave. Like, I'm done saving this fucking guy. We don't even know if he's alive. And then they start fighting with Tom Sizemore's character. Like, it's like, no, get back in formation. He's like, no, put your money where your mouth is and shoot me. Like, those scenes are fucking great, because you will never. He still touched things that no normal action movie would hit. That's what I'm saying.
Ultimately, it deserves more credit than it gets, because for a quote unquote action movie, blockbuster, or whatever,
he hits those notes that are not
typical. Hits film quality, character development, and relationships between characters throughout the entire film. Shit's blowing up, yes. Lots, you had a huge action scene in the beginning and a huge action scene at the end, but it's just not getting enough credit. Like I said, the scene at the end before the big Chevy, all the shit is blowing up, and it's Hanks sitting with Ryan. What the hell is his name?
Matt Damon.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one time I was like, wow, Matt Damon can actually fucking act.
Really? You think so?
I mean, no, since then, but I was one of the first where I was like, holy shit, this fucking guy, because I thought it was really
he can do this.
The scene where he right before all the shit hits the fan, and he's talking about, oh, you need to give it a context, and he's like, what do you mean? Like, Hanks is like, I picture my wife in the garden, my old gardening gloves.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he starts to tell a story about his brothers and the barn and the fire and the girl, and he's laughing, and he gets into this uncontrollable laughter, and then he comes to that moment of realization when he realizes all of his brothers are dead.
Yeah.
And then you see Hanks kind of realize, and it's a complex moment because he's thinking about himself and going back to his wife, and he's doing this job to get back to her, and everything comes together in that one scene. And what's his name again?
Matt Damon?
Matt Damon can actually fucking act. You're like, this is fucking good.
In 1998, I totally get what you're saying there.
I didn't have enough to work with, but that was
all he had was Good Will Hunting.
Good.
Yeah. At that time, all he had was Good Will Hunting that you could actually say, God damn, that Matt Damon guy.
I've come. I think since 1998/99, I think all three of us, so we can move on to the next topic. Have gotten a lot closer on this topic.
Yes.
I think we took a stand.
30 minutes about this conversation.
I think we took a stand to take a stand back then, and we've reached across the aisle and realized. I think we both thought that both films were good, but had our favorites, and since we had our favorites, we're gonna fight to death about that one.
We're still at a stalemate.
Fucking Thin Red Line is the slowest moving, star-studded bullshit film. No, no, I mean, and you could say the same going the other way. But anyway, okay. So we're 30 minutes in on the two war movies, and
leading up to 1999.
Get into 1999. So since I'm closer.
So now we're in 1999.
The hostess with the mostest. I'm not gonna, I'm not jumping over you here.
Yeah, no. Just real quick before you start naming some names,
I'm probably gonna smoke naked in the living room.
Yes, you can do that. That's totally fine.
Okay.
But before you start naming some titles, real quick. So I guess when it comes to this movie, Saving Private Ryan and The Thin Red Line, no pun intended, we're at a stalemate.
Yes,
the war is still going on.
No,
but I think we're a little closer. I think we're a little closer when it comes to diplomacy. I think that we both appreciate each other's positions.
I own both films, and I happily own both films.
I think to offer a summarization between the two, we've both made good points of why they're great anti-war films, and I think together they make a very powerful statement against going to war.
So real quick,
and I think they're great, and it also shows that they don't make them like they used to.
Yeah,
because now you had two. We were very, very spoiled, and we'll see how spoiled we were by the end of this thing. But there were two war films that were worth talking about for a half hour.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Try to find that now.
We're talking about which one's better between two really good fucking movies.
What about American Sniper?
American Sniper is not 1999.
Yeah, but we're talking about great war films. We can talk for hours on American Sniper. Let's do it. When was that released? That was
in the early 2000s.
Was that?
Yeah, not 99.
I guess
I doubt your audience is really, I wouldn't think they were American Sniper / Black Hawk Down people, but any of them right now heard the tinge in our voice. And they're mad. They're mad right now.
And I'm sorry, but if you're on this show, it's because you demand more from your movie watching experience. And if you want to learn more, I just recommended 2 fucking movies for you. And if you watched one, watch the other. That one I can definitely recommend. If you're a Saving Private Ryan guy, what are you doing? Go watch The Thin Red Line. If you've only watched The Thin Red Line, what are you doing?
You artsy-fartsy fuck.
Exactly, you artsy-fartsy fuck. There is more to life with just watching art films. Watch Saving Private Ryan, man.
From an art guy. I'm sitting naked, smoking a cigarette in my living room.
How more artful can you get?
How more artistic could I be? I'm telling you, I'm an art guy. Believe me, I take Coen Brothers over fucking Avengers. And
yes, I totally get it.
But here's the thing: you will find qualities that you will enjoy in both films. You will find them and say, don't be afraid of Saving Private Ryan because it was a blockbuster.
Yes.
Even Britney Spears' "Toxic" was a good song.
Yes. Oh, don't say that, man. If this was another show, people would be.
Why don't we
my show.
I'm going to see La Boheme at the Met next week. Okay, I could say whatever I want about anything.
Why don't we bring this back to Lou about do something more than artsy fartsy films? So, what do her shoes look like in Dirty Dancing on widescreen?
we do have to get into.
Oh man!
We do have to do a show on not necessarily Dirty Dancing.
No, but movies.
When we did the soundtrack episode, I came out as being not a fan but appreciating Dirty Dancing in my later years in life.
Basically, he's saying if that shit is on TV, he's watching.
I'll watch it.
Look at that.
I'm not buying it on fucking DVD in widescreen.
Now you're
the
not.
day it comes out.
The collector's edition.
Hey,
The collector's
Hey,
limited edition
in
numbered.
my defense, I bought DVDs in 1997 when they first came out, so I was gonna buy anything that I possibly could, including Dirty Dancing in widescreen.
But we could do why you can see her shoes better in widescreen,
Yes.
and then we can get. But we have so much to cover, and we're like this is obviously going to be a two-parter.
Definitely. We got 35 minutes, and all we did was talk about fucking two war fucking films. So let's run down the mill. Maestro, Steve Biasucci, you are our DJ.
Yes.
Count it down, please.
I'm going to start. We're going to go chronologically. I'm going to start at the beginning.
Was it alphabetical?
It's alphabetical and line up alphabetically according to your height. No, it's alphabetical within the month.
Oh, that's
so it's
perfect.
chronological. So we're going to do January alphabetical.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And
Let's
we could
do it.
skip through a few of these because you're going to be like, hey, I never saw it. I don't care to see it. I
Yeah,
don't want
that's
to see
fine.
it. I don't give a shit.
Just
If
go
you
right
do,
ahead.
okay.
Name
the
these
first
titles
one,
and we'll.
First one is came out January 8th. Civil Action. Do we remember what that is?
No, sir.
It's a John Travolta film. I'm not.
All right. Wait. Call Brian.
He's probably dancing in it.
Yeah.
Call Brian Wood. Call Brian Wood.
Yeah. Yeah, right. We could use him for this.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're gonna skip over that. Okay, at First Sight. That's that Val Kilmer blind one.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, I remember that shit.
That's all we're saying about that.
Wait,
That's all we're saying about
I
it.
didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Is that a bad joke?
No, not at all.
No, blind. I didn't see it.
It's fucking guy, yo.
It was in there, and the pun was definitely not
They were
intended.
trying to capitalize from Son of a Woman there. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's what that is. It's a bad
I think he gets
woman.
his sight. That's the difference with that one. He actually gets his sight.
We're just
But
so
I didn't see it. Keep it moving.
Do we have a sound effect for throwing shit over our?
Yeah,
that's the end of that one.
Go.
Now the next one, I would like to at least give 60 seconds.
In January?
In January, Affliction.
Oh wow!
Affliction.
Yeah.
Affliction is a great fucking film.
I'm gonna tell you something.
I never saw it.
I've only
You
seen
never
it.
saw
No,
it.
Paul Schrader though, right? Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte.
No,
yeah.
Nolte. I seen it.
Paul
once.
Schrader's the director.
Yeah, Paul
Yeah.
Schrader directed.
I seen it.
Writer
once.
of Taxi Driver.
Yes.
Yeah,
you need to watch Affliction.
I need
After
to watch
all
it
these
again.
years, I'm telling you, I've actually. This is one like when we talk about the movies that I've watched again since then. I own this
is one of
film,
them?
and I've gone back and watched Affliction. Affliction is, wow. That is.
I gotta watch.
The
Call-
dynamic
Call
between
Pfeiffer.
James Coburn and Nick Nolte, and this is not when I say Nick Nolte, this is not the Nick Nolte that most people. This is not 48 Hours.
I was
No,
gonna
no,
say
no.
This is
another
Thin Red
40
Line,
hours
Nick Nolte.
left.
This is
That's
Thin Red Line.
Fresh
Nick
off
Nolte.
of Thin Red Line. That's
This
what it
is James Coburn, and I think James Coburn actually won an award for this.
I
Won
think I
something.
remember
He
him
should
getting a
have.
nomination.
This is just a weird little. It's got that weird Fargo cold thing without.
Yeah.
But the characters are original. The story is refreshing, and just since you guys didn't see it or you haven't seen it in a while,
I've seen it once. I'm talking about in.
Probably.
We'll do
1999,
another one of these.
2000.
We'll do another one of these after you watch it and be like, "Oh, you're right. That fucking Affliction was good." But
'Cause that's the
Affliction
thing.
is fucking
Because
awesome.
that's the thing. January, February is considered the drought month, man. Nothing comes out that day or things.
This
you
was
don't
probably
know about.
also an independent
This was an
release.
independent-
I don't think
This was Lionsgate. I think when Lionsgate wasn't Lionsgate.
Yeah,
this. I'm
exactly.
sure
99. They weren't shit.
I mean, probably opened up somewhere in by us in the New York
Select
City,
CDs and
New York
shit
City
like that. Yeah,
independent
yeah,
film.
yeah. So keep it moving. What else we got
so
here?
That's a great one. Affliction's up there on the list, and I forgot that was 99.
That's early, man.
Okay, another one which was I thought was good. Hillary and same weekend, same Friday. Hillary and Jackie.
Oh man, that's
We saw this. We saw this at
You
your
wanna know what's
place.
funny?
We saw this, yeah.
Yeah.
I owned this movie on
Jacqueline
VHS,
Dupree.
and I loved it. And it's one of those movies that I want to keep going back to, but I always forget to do it. You know what I mean?
I'd like to see it again,
But
I'm
I
not-
don't.
I
It pisses
but
me
I
off,
don't.
though.
I don't see it,
But
so-
it's one of those movies that takes you somewhere, and you just like, wow, I totally get this.
Again, I
fucking
don't know
movie.
how I don't know how in depth we can get about this one because it's been
No,
a while
not too much.
since we've watched
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, and it's a simple story too. It's about two sisters that wish they had each other's lives. You know what I mean? But it's so fucking
I
great.
have a horrible memory. So usually, what I'll do is when it comes to films, like at the end of the film, I go, I liked it or I didn't like it.
You know what?
And I remember saying I liked this.
Yeah.
Who's
and
the
that's
male
thing, I
lead?
never-
Is this Liam Neeson or?
No. The male lead? Liam Neeson, I don't remember. Yo,
No, I don't remember either.
They
I
had
just,
2 husbands.
There are a few male names, and I don't know who's who, so I'm just gonna leave that.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
but Liam Neeson's not.
It's one of those independent movies that I actually, to this day, though I've only watched it twice, and I should watch it again, and I'm probably going to now, because now that we're talking about it and the fact that it came out in '99, I gotta do it.
Yeah, I'll probably check it again.
I gotta buy it on DVD.
You know what though? If Hillary and Jackie came out in, let's say, 2009, it would have probably been one of the best movies of the year.
That guaranteed. It's definitely got a story that you can throw anywhere and it'll be fucking awesome.
It came out in a year, like and I think Affliction.
It came out in a
better,
drought month,
but it came out in a drought month.
Yeah,
and we already had 2 that were.
So
that
here's
were
one:
quality.
Affliction and Hillary and
Wait,
Jackie.
what's this film about again?
It's about 2 sisters. One, she's don't quote me, a celloist or a violinist. She's successful in music.
Okay.
And is envious of her simple sister's life.
It's not about 2 first ladies and their philandering president husband.
No, unfortunately not.
We can pretend that it is.
Yeah. But that's one.
It's actually a John Waters piece done about if Hillary and Jackie got together with
Themselves?
Johnny Depp.
Scissoring.
As a 1950s teen idol.
Yeah, exactly.
Scissoring first ladies?
Yes.
Scissoring first ladies.
So keep it on, Maestro. What else we got in January?
So next, A Thin Red Line.
That was February?
Which was January 15th. Same
So
day.
it came out in 99.
Same day as Affliction and Hillary.
So it did come out in 99.
They have it. They show it in 98 as well. So
but it was like the Select City shit,
Select
right?
Cities thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that very shortly after Private Ryan, and Private Ryan was a summer release, I think. Late summer into
Yeah, it was like before.
I think they went with the Memorial Day or the because D-Day that
was
wouldn't
June.
Not D-Day. So like the Veterans Day. They did it like late.
Memorial Day, July 4th, they did it or something. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Thin Red Line, which we've already discussed.
Talked the hell out of that.
So you got 3 movies already in January worth watching. Okay, then the classic Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues. Now let me tell you something about it.
I never saw this. Sorry.
This was one of those kid movies.
Yeah,
at the time.
it was one of those high school. If you're cool, you're gonna watch
football, right?
My brother was this was like the Fast and Furious for him at that year.
So
you know what I mean?
that
like,
says something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it says, but
there's a following for it because that became a
people,
show.
I remember a lot of people liked it, and it
Varsity Blues became like a thing, like for a while, for a very short while.
I'm gonna judge a book by its cover. I think I've seen a couple of.
I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Really held me.
Yeah.
I think it's. I think it goes into the category of smart, dumb movie.
Yeah, it can probably because it still holds up for some people now. Yeah. Like if I were to like sit with a certain kind of people and I told them, dude, Varsity Blues, they're gonna be like, yeah, man, I remember that shit was awesome. So yeah, keep it.
People like it. I don't know.
Unforgiven
I don't know who they
Sunday.
are, but people like it.
Unforgiven Sunday. What do we got here?
Virus.
Virus? Yeah, that was a fucking
some sci-fi bullshit.
Jamie Lee Curtis and William Baldwin.
Yeah, dude, I remember that.
Sci-fi fucking late 90s. Look at that.
You want to know why? It was
Look
because of Event Horizon. Though it was not a good movie, it did like this kind of like phenomenon for a little bit where everybody wanted to do horror movies in space.
Yeah, we're just gonna. I don't.
Yeah, keep it moving.
I don't think that was for some reason. I'm just gonna judge a book by its cover and say that wasn't good.
It was not good
because I didn't see it. And
nobody. Let's be honest.
She was trying to She was trying to get her career back because of H2O.
Let's be honest. You're judging it by a VHS cover at this point.
Yeah.
Hey man, we just know how to do it.
Usually that works. So
the fact that it didn't carry over to this day.
Gloria, which was that
remake, the remake of Gloria. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. It didn't do anything. It didn't do anything.
Did you see it, Dan?
No.
Did you ever see Gloria though?
The original Gloria.
It's so good. We had a conversation about that a little
while ago.
Gloria. Yeah. It's really good. It's like if you like The Professional, that movie is the reason why The Professional.
It's the Jenna Rollins film. Is it Cassavetes?
It's the Cassavetes film. Nick.
Yeah.
You know,
is it Nick or is it his father that directed it?
John Cassavetes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I didn't see the original.
The original one is very good, but what's cool is a lot more grittier because you got The Professional, which is like a professional hitman that takes care of a kid, right? That's gonna be assassinated. Gloria is about a prostitute of a fucking mafia guy or not a prostitute, but like just a fucking chick that he fucks, who
Yeah.
takes the responsibility of a little
Gumar.
Puerto Rican kid that the mafia killed. That's exactly where they got the profession from. What?
Gumar.
It's a gumar.
Gumar.
A gumar. That's what, like the idea of that and the fact that it's so gritty like that, you should check it out. Totally recommend it. Not the remake. Go back to the early 80s and watch that one. Keep it moving. What do we got?
All right. We're wrapping up January with Still Crazy. Is this a rock movie of some sort?
No.
I don't remember this. It looks like
I have no idea what that is.
I don't even recognize it by the cover, by the
1998
poster.
British comedy film about a fictional 1970s rock band named Strange Fruit.
Nah,
who, after
sorry.
being split up for decades.
Let me ask you something real quick before you go. Why do people think that making a movie about some band that literally nobody knows, and you're very big in music, do you know who the fuck they are?
That wasn't a real band. It was a.
You just said that it was made loosely based on something.
It was probably based
Isn't that what you just
sort
read?
of on Judas Priest, just like what was?
Is that what it says there?
What was the Wahlberg one? Where he's
SingStar, whatever the fuck, Superstar, Rockstar, some shit like that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That one was, which
Yeah,
I
but
can
there's
watch,
like,
but it's, it's the same thing. It's loosely based on Judas
hair
Priest.
metal shit. Anybody
Yeah,
who's doing
so
that.
there's something I don't know, and I'm sure that because I like music that I'm supposed to like this movie, but I've never seen it. I don't care
Who
to
the
see
fuck directed that? Is it anybody maybe?
Directed Brian Gibson.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Don't know it.
Moving on.
Move on.
A Cool Dry Place.
Oh boy. I should know that, but I don't.
My ex-wife.
Fucking Vince.
Who is it?
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn's in it.
Who's the chick from Chasing Amy and
Joey Lauren Arnold?
Yes.
Yes. Oh wow.
Is she naked?
Well, she was trying to.
A drama movie adapted by Matthew McDuffie from the 1996 novel directed by John N. Smith. The movie Vince would just so basically
next
single follow balances a turn. Okay, it's a movie.
Yeah,
it's a movie that no one bothered to see. Fuck it.
I'm sure it's better than anything that came out in the last year. But She's All That. Yes.
That was
teen romantic
for like
comedy.
a good 6 months until it came out on VHS, whatever.
Wait,
Freddie
this
Prinze
is
Jr.
this
and
is
Rachel Lee Cook.
This is Fatboy Slim?
What, they did a song on there? I don't
With
remember. But
Funk Soul Brother, was that?
Probably.
Maybe.
I think that's the end scene, the dance number.
Yeah, probably, if I remember. But I do remember also catching
Right
on.
about now.
It's that fucking movie. It's
Funk
basically
Soul
this
Brothers.
fucking movie, Can't Buy Me Love.
Yeah.
Cool guy gets a geek, turns her into a hot.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, we haven't seen that
But
one
people-
before.
Funk
Why
Soul
are we
Lover
still
was-
talking? Why are we still talking?
Because
about
it was
this?
a little bit of a phenomenon for like about 6 months.
Listen, all I care about, was she naked in it?
No,
I don't know. I've
unfortunately
never
not.
seen it.
But she was a cutie. What
Move
was her name?
on, move on.
Moving on.
Rachel Lee Cook.
Rachel Lee Cook. Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're into February now.
February.
We're into
All
month
right.
two.
Woohoo.
And we're gonna start with a fucking classic. Mel Gibson and Payback.
Payback.
Oh my God! People could not stop talking about it. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't
I
see
can.
They were. Yeah, I can too.
Next.
But people were so like amazed that he's a
Yeah.
bad guy that is getting payback on other bad guys.
This
I
is
was
Charles
like, are you
Bronson
kidding me?
rehash.
Yeah,
from
pretty much.
1983. I'm
Was
done.
it,
No.
Yeah, it's
Done.
I didn't care for it.
We're already giving this way too much time.
Yeah,
Lou, if you have anything on this, go right ahead.
The only reason
not,
why is because from my end, from where I was, people were like, so like my cousins, my brother, everybody. Was like,
Yeah,
"I need
because
to
he
see
was playing the
Payback."
bad guy, of
And
course.
I'm
They're
like,
like,
really,
oh,
bro?
no.
I could pick 10 movies out of even The Professional is based on a bad guy who's doing something good.
Yeah.
He's
Next.
but next, we.
Yeah.
The only reason why we're talking about it is because
great concept. Did he direct this?
Him? No, that was not one of his.
Okay.
Who did? Real quick?
This is.
It was somebody famous. McTiernan, John Donner.
It's split between Paul, Abascal.
Forget it. No, it was wrong.
Fuck it.
Who the fuck is that?
I have no
clue.
idea. If you name
That's-
yourself that,
Mister, I can't pronounce your last name if you're out there. I apologize for not being able to pronounce your last
if
name.
you're doing it like
Payback was a wonderful film. Moving on.
that, if you have to name yourself like that for your movie, then you know that it's just trash.
Now I think we're gonna have one that the next one for February. It came out the same day as Payback, so you may have missed it.
Yeah.
Because we're all in the theater opening night for Payback.
I can't wait.
So the Wes Anderson movie Rushmore.
Rushmore. Yeah,
So-
man.
Now, I don't think Dan likes this film.
I'm not a Wes Anderson
I know
fan.
you're not. Now, see, I was not a Wes Anderson guy.
Not at first. I was not either.
Then I became a Wes Anderson guy. A few films down, and I went and checked the back catalog, and I don't appreciate the early movies as much as the later stuff, but they're still good. They're his own, and this one I thought was.
I've only seen that movie twice.
It shows what you get in what's the Moon Age Kingdom.
Moonrise
Kingdom, which I think that's the
Call
one.
Lukac.
You want to know something hilarious? Not that I overstepped him, but I was like, yeah, another Wes Anderson. Moonrise Kingdom came out. I'm like, Wes Anderson?
Yeah.
It took me, I'm going to be honest with you, I was a late bloomer with him.
Yeah, that's how Moonrise Kingdom is what I... Okay, well, let me... Life Aquatic was...
But
Life Aquatic was good. I saw
was
that
good.
in the
I
theater.
didn't see it when it came out, and even when it was released.
But Moonrise is what
got me.
Made me go, wait a second. Life Aquatic was good, but this is
What
something
was-
else.
And then the Budapest Hotel was
Budapest
fucking...
and the Darjeeling.
Yeah.
And then I went back and I checked Royal Tenenbaums and I checked Rushmore and I said, you know what? And you look at the body of work and it's ironic or interesting that his name is Anderson because it's so specific to him that it reminds me of how P.T. Anderson films are P.T. Anderson films.
Yes.
Wes Anderson films are Wes Anderson films, and this is the first one. I'm not going to get into particulars with it. I have nothing to discuss the particulars because everyone's talked about.
I need to be a little
Rushmore.
bit more.
Listen,
If you
where's
like Wes
Lukac?
Anderson, it's a good way. It's a good way to start.
Get Chris Lukac here.
Yeah, I'll
he
make sure
he lent it to me.
And you didn't like it at all.
I wasn't a fan of it. You know,
You only watched it then, though.
I saw it then.
And
I
never?
mean, the thing is, I saw that. I've never seen Bottle Rocket. I've seen parts
Bottle
of
Rocket I've seen, but without knowing that
parts
it was a
of
Wes
Royal
Anderson.
Tenenbaums, which was, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, the Life Aquatic is good, but like Darjeeling Limited, I was like, eh.
And I get that because he has like this kind of like, not Tarantino, but he has like a Tarantino thing. He has like this world that he creates that it only exists in the world that he creates.
And I like that.
And that's cool.
And if you're, that's the thing. I'm a P.T. Anderson guy. I'm a Coen Brothers guy. I like David Lynch. So I like these.
Yeah, he's like-
Tarantino.
he's
You
like
create
that,
your
like-
own world, and then that runs throughout.
Yeah, and you
know,
accept it.
These are just episodes of their world.
Yeah,
you know?
like
So
like you see these pictures.
I can appreciate this more now.
Yeah, than you did before.
But,
like I
you
didn't.
know.
I didn't get it back then when it was out.
Yeah,
So,
I admit that.
Early Jason Schwartzman film too, right?
Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah.
He hadn't really done much prior to this.
Yeah. But dude, we got Rushmore. Definitely, I recommend it
Rushmore,
if you're starting. I know a couple of new
Definitely
Wes
worth-
Anderson fans that I tell them go back.
I was-
I would check it out.
I was probably too busy focused on Payback that day. That's
Well, that's what now, do you think you'd go back and watch Rushmore again?
I mean, I'm up to doing anything at this point. Sure,
Yeah.
I could see it.
and see if it actually changes your perspective.
I mean, you know, I
knowing
remember
more.
bits and pieces of it. It's a comedy and it's somewhat of a drier sense of humor.
Yeah,
but
he has super dry.
it was fine. It just it didn't floor me like some other things, like certain other comedy films that weren't released this year that we can we're talking about later on.
Is that February that we don't?
We are in February. No, we're still in February.
Okay.
This is all
Got
February.
you,
So we're at
got you.
February 5th. We're at Simply Irresistible.
Oh, that's what Sherman saw.
I to be honest here, I totally resisted this. It was I just simply I simply resisted it.
No, this
Yeah.
fucking guy with his joke. This is the thing with me.
I don't even know if this was a thing.
It's one of those rom-coms. I come from a line of family members that love this shit, so like that's why I know what these movies are. I didn't see him though, I don't know, but I remember seeing him on TV and walking away. Like me, like if I were gonna be in the living room, they're watching, I'm like, hey, let me go to my bedroom. That's basically what it was to me. But keep it moving.
Which, if I were you, I would be going to my bedroom. Because
I did just like me. Put on.
We're
your
gonna
headphones.
skip that. So we're into February 12th. Now here's an interesting one. Blast from the Past.
Yeah. Oh, Blast from the Past.
Which was
another one.
Blast from the Past was a decent comedy.
What was this one about?
Now
This was the one where the Brendan Fraser
he goes back in time.
what happens? I haven't seen it
In
a
the
long
50s,
time.
was
I
it or
remember.
something?
Yeah.
It's
Another movie that my
it's
family
another
members
one
couldn't
of
stop
those-
talking about.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it. Just I kind of remember
It's fun.
clips, but not so much about it.
It's all fun and shit. But
yeah, it's fun. I don't think all I remember Christopher Walken was the dad.
That's why you
That's
saw
why
it, though.
I watched
but
it.
that's why you saw
But
it.
I remember being entertained. A nice little movie.
Yeah, but if your boy Chrissy wasn't in that shit, you wouldn't have watched it.
I would have overlooked it, and we would be skipping over it right now.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I did watch it, and it was entertaining, and I don't know if I'll waste another hour and a half of my life on it. But
Christopher Walken was cool.
Christopher Walken was good, and I remember it being somewhat entertaining.
Yeah.
So if you just want to turn your brain off and just
and there ain't nothing wrong
just
with that.
breathe in and out, let information come in, and not have to process anything. It wasn't as good as Simply Irresistible or Payback.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah.
It would be a hard contender.
Or the next one coming up, which is A Message in a Bottle. A lovely Kevin Costner film that we're not going to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's totally fine. Keep it moving.
It's just another one of them Kevin Costner films.
Tin Cup and all that
Tin
shit.
Cup and fucking, just, God, stop it, please.
You know what's funny?
Field of Dreams was enough. That's all we needed.
He was trying to recapture
even
that.
the other baseball
Dancing
one.
with Wolves.
Dancing with Wolves was.
But Dancing with Wolves was a horse of a different color, though. But
What color was it?
That was Wizard of Oz.
pretty much.
Anyway. Oh boy, this happened. What is this?
In February?
My Favorite Martian? They released that.
That came out that year?
My
With
favorite
Christopher
Martian.
Lloyd and Jeff Daniels and Daryl Hannah and Elizabeth Hurley?
Ooh, Elizabeth
I
Hurley.
vaguely remember
Did
that
this even
movie.
come out?
Vaguely remember
They
that.
re-released
Wait, My Favorite Martian
as
I
a
did
film.
not know that.
Now listen to this cast one more time. Now let's put this
I know, there's
together.
some big names there.
Christopher Lloyd, Jeff Daniels, Daryl Hannah, Elizabeth Hurley, and no one else of any significance. But still,
They got together and made a movie called My Favorite Martian that is...
Based on the TV series.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Not for nothing, what's just fucked up, that deserves a viewing for me. Just out
we
of
should probably watch that.
curiosity.
We should probably watch it. We should. It's one of the nuggets that's still left in '99,
Yeah.
and
And
we
then
could
people
pull out of the ground.
And then people ask me, "Are you sure that you're gonna have enough movies to show people in the course of time?" Yes, because there's a movie called My Favorite Martian.
Did you think of My
that I
Favorite
never knew
Martian?
that.
Okay.
No, I didn't. Just for my
So,
curiosity,
we should
that deserves a viewing.
Write that down. Take a note. We
Yes,
should probably
I will
this
definitely do
we
that.
should probably watch. It's probably going to be crap.
But
But we should do a Mystery Science Theater version of watching
man,
this.
I'm telling you.
Okay, so moving on. I went to the theater to see this next one, and you'll
Oh,
be surprised.
I
I did
can't
not
wait
go
to
to the
see
theater with I was cheating on you guys. I went with two other fellas.
Oh, that's
Rom-com?
No, this was the lovely film Jawbreaker.
Oh.
You saw that in
I
theaters?
saw that in the theater.
Who the fuck dragged you to see that?
Jesus.
I'm not going to mention their names. They're two hardcore dudes that would not want to be going to see. But
There
were
were
going.
fucking guys to see fucking y'all want to
We
see
were
Rose
going-
McGowan. That's what the fuck it was.
Now the film had it had it's a dark.
Yes,
It's
it is a
dark-
dark
It's
comedy.
like the idea of Clueless almost, right?
It's Clueless but darker.
Yeah.
Darker than
It's
Clueless.
'Cause they
you know what it
killed
is?
somebody or
Here's what
something?
it is. It's Scream meets Clueless. Okay, moving on.
But
Jawbreaker.
but what is it that they
worth
killed?
the watch?
Did they kill
on
somebody?
VHS
Does
in
Rose
1999.
McGowan
Did
have
they-
hair
real
in this
quick-
one?
Yes, she did.
Yes.
Real quick, did they kill someone? Is that what it is, or did they accidentally kill someone?
Yeah, no, they. Well, I don't know. I forget if
I'm
it was
trying to
accident.
remember.
They basically.
someone died and
they
then-
killed some chick. It involves a jawbreaker. It's stuck in her throat, which
Yeah.
makes for a good visual. With
Yeah.
a chick blue with a fucking jawbreaker
Yeah,
in her throat.
and they're trying to get rid of the body, right?
Yeah. Sounds like
yeah.
And
Okay.
it was entertaining.
It's Weekend at Bernie's. That's what.
It's
that's
better
what that
than
is.
Weekend at Bernie's. I'll give you that.
Yeah, man.
All right, but I saw that in the theater, unfortunately.
Oh wow, I can't believe it.
Here's one I didn't see in the theater. I didn't see on VHS. I didn't see on HBO, and I'm still not going to watch, even though people wanted to say that it was good. And it's called October Sky.
October Sky.
And I'm sure Lou's watching. He's going to try to find some redeeming qualities.
Not
Tom
even close.
Cruise?
It was for me one and done.
This is the beginning of Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Yeah, I don't know why it's held up so high. I'm not saying it was bad. I just don't understand the hype. That's all.
I remember people liked it.
Yeah, I did too, and I thought it was alright.
It might be a decent movie. I have
You
no
know what I
idea.
mean? It's one of
I'm
those
never
movies-
gonna watch it though.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's one of those movies.
I want to
that
watch
when
My Favorite Martian before I watch this.
You know what it is? It's like the Truman Show, right? When at the end of the movie that they watch the whole Truman Show, right? And then when it goes off air, it's got those two security guards, and they go, "Well, what do you want to watch something else? Yeah, want to watch something? Yeah, all right, cool." That was October Sky for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that was good. You want to watch something else?
I remember it was a big movie of the year. People liked it.
It was.
We had a lot of videos, VHS in the store.
It was like one of the best.
Nobody
movies of the
bought
year.
them. It went on sale a bunch, and then a couple of grandmas bought it. I have no idea.
Exactly.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.